morning, dear students. Welcome once again to the biology class. So let's begin with the class.
So as you all know, children, in your biology we are dealing with the chapter our environment. So to continue with the same, in today's class we shall discuss about few environmental problems. So children, environmental problems. Changes in the environment affect us and our activities change the environment around us. This has led to the slow degradation of the environment. Due to this, many environmental problems have arisen. For example, depletion of the ozone layer and waste disposal. Depletion of ozone layer, children, try to understand this. Ozone, which is O3, ozone layer is largely found in the stratosphere, which is a part of our atmosphere from 12 km to 50 km above the sea level. This region is called ozonosphere. Ozone is deadly poisonous at the ground level. Ozone is formed as a result of the following photochemical reaction. Just try to understand this now. The ultraviolet radiations of short wavelength are absorbed by the oxygen molecules, that is O2, present in stratosphere. As a consequence, the oxygen molecules break down to form oxygen atoms. These oxygen atoms combine with oxygen present in the stratosphere to form ozone molecule, that is O3. Along with the above reaction, one more reaction takes place in the stratosphere. In this reaction, the UV radiations causing the splitting of ozone molecule into diatomic oxygen molecule and oxygen atom. Ozone molecules present in the stratosphere react with oxygen atom produced in the above reaction to form diatomic oxygen molecules. So this is how the formation of ozone is taking place. Ozone layer is a protective blanket around Earth which absorbs most of the harmful UV rays of the sun, thus protecting the living beings of the earth from health hazards like skin cancer, cataracted eyes, and it also weakens the immune system. Children, ozone depletion is basically the thinning of the ozone layer. The thinning of the ozone layer in a particular area is termed as ozone hole. Various steps are taken to limit the damage of ozone layer. Excessive use of CFCs, that is chlorofluorocarbon, a synthetic inert chemical. For example, freon, which are used as refrigerants and also in fire extinguishers, caused ozone depletion in the upper atmosphere. A single chlorine atom can destroy 1 lakh ozone molecules. UNEP, that is United Nations Environment Programme, did an excellent job in forging an agreement to freeze CFC production at 1986 levels by all countries. So let's talk about another environmental issue, that is biological magnification. The increase in the concentration of harmful chemical substances like pesticides in the body of living organisms at each trophic level of a food chain is called biological magnification. Some harmful or poisonous substances such as DDT sprinkled to kill pests on food plants enter into the food chain. As DDT is not easily degradable, it goes on accumulating at every trophic level. Thus, the lowest trophic level possesses its minimum concentration. You can see here in this example in the grass, that is the producer, while the organisms present at the highest trophic level possesses its maximum concentration. So this is called as biological magnification. Maximum concentration of such chemicals gets accumulated in human bodies. So the next environmental issue, children, that we are going to discuss is the waste disposal. But before understanding how to dispose of the waste, we should understand there are two major kinds of waste, that is biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. First of all, try to understand what do you mean by biodegradable waste. Substances that are broken down by biological processes are said to be biodegradable. These substances are decomposed through the actions of fungi, bacteria, and other living organisms. Temperature and sunlight also play an important role in the decomposition of biodegradable substances. For example, food waste, tree leaves, urine and fecal matter, sewage, agricultural residue, paper, wood, cloth, cow dung, etc. Second category is non-biodegradable waste. Substances that are not broken down by biological processes. These are called as non-biodegradable waste. These substances may be in the form of solid, liquid or gaseous. These substances are inert and simply persist in the environment for a long time or may harm the various members of the ecosystem. For example, these include DDT, that is dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, and insecticides, pesticides, mercury, lead, arsenic, aluminium, plastics, polythene bags, and so on. So children, let's talk about garbage disposal now. Industrialization and rise in demand of consumer goods have created a major problem in the form of waste or garbage accumulation and its disposal, especially in the urban areas. The disposal of waste should be done in a scientific way. There are different methods of waste disposal. The method to be used depends on the nature of the waste. So now children, we are going to discuss some of the important modes of waste disposal. So the first method of waste disposal is incineration. Burning of waste on high temperature to form ash is called incineration. This process is carried out in an incinerator. Incineration is used to destroy household, chemical and biological waste. The second method of waste disposal is open dumping, children, a conventional method in which solid wastes are dumped in selected areas of a town. It is actually a pollution causing method. The third method is landfills or landfilling. Wastes are dumped in low living areas and are compacted by rolling with bulldozers. The next method is composting. Organic wastes are filled into a compost pit. It is then covered with a thin layer of soil. After about 3 months, the same garbage filled inside the pit changes into organic manure. And the last method is recycling. The solid waste is broken down into its constituent simpler materials. These materials are then used to make new items. And the last environmental issue, children, that we are going to discuss is the harmful effects of agricultural practices on the environment. Excessive use of fertilizers change the chemistry of soil and kills useful microbes. Excessive use of non-biodegradable chemical pesticides leads to biological magnification. Excess use of groundwater for agriculture lowers the water table. Agricultural practices lead to some amount of damage to the natural ecosystem or habitat.
Thank you, Shemstars. That's all for today. You can drop your queries if you have any on the Google Classroom. Take care. God bless you all.